Senator Murkowski.
Well, we got oil. We got oil. And
Yes,
Governor,
you do.
It's good to see you, and it's good to have these robust conversations. As you and I discussed, part of our challenge in Alaska is not lack of resource, whether it is oil or gas, coal, whether it's our renewables with everything from, yes, wind, the geothermal, even solar, yes, tidal power. We've got it all. But our big challenge, as you know, is access. And it's been noted that there's several states that the Department of Interior has probably a disproportionate impact. It doesn't do my heart any good to oftentimes refer to the Secretary of Interior as Alaska's landlord, but we pretty much have to go to Interior to ask for permission to do anything. And this is regardless of what our statehood compact says, regardless of what ANILCA, ANCSA, the lands that are the laws that have a direct impact to us. So it's good to be able to have a conversation with you as the nominee for the Department of Interior, and knowing that you have the scope of knowledge and experience that you bring to these issues. I love the fact that you're talking about America's balance sheet, including assets that we have, such as lands and minerals. Part of the challenge that we have in Alaska is that oftentimes when we talk about our nation's inventory of assets, we're not on the map. We're not included in the surveys. And we're told, well, it's going to be hard to assess that. Well, yes, but look at it from the business perspective. Just because it's hard to assess your assets, you think you're going to keep them off of that ledger, off that balance sheet? So as we're talking about these, recognize that we not only have what we know we have, we probably have 3 and 4 and 5 and 10 times more. We just need to be able to do that assessment. So looking forward to that kind of engagement with you. We have a lot of work to do with the Department of Interior. You and I have had a chance to go over many of these issues. But again, so much of it is about access. And the first question that I'm going to ask, or the first commitment that I'm going to ask of you, is one that I can guarantee that nobody around this panel has mentioned, and this has to do with polar bears. The Biden administration has done a lot of things that most Alaskans don't appreciate, and last week we added another thing to the list. We learned Interior is not going to finish its revised incidental take regulations, these ITRs for North Slope activities. And it's going to leave this very routine renewal of current letters of authorization as unfinished business. Well, when you leave those authorizations as unfinished business, it means that the business of what is going on in the North Slope is put on pause, put on hold. So I need your commitment that you'll work with Alaskans, particularly the Inupiat people up there, the North Slope Borough up there, on basically all things polar bear.
Well, be happy to do that. And as you know better than anyone, Senator, I think close to half of the land and subsurface and offshore that Interior controls is in Alaska. Yep. So you can't, Interior you may view as a landlord, but I would view Alaska as one of the biggest assets this country has and one of the biggest responsibilities of Interior, and look forward to working with you.
That's exactly what I was hoping you would say, recognizing really the significance there. And I don't want the Department of Interior to be a landlord. I want you to be a partner. I want you to be a partner with us as we determine how we achieve the balance that we talk about in this committee, because we are just as proud of our outdoor activities. You have had an opportunity firsthand. I love your story about the time that you spent in Alaska. We, of course, welcome you back anytime, all the time. But we've been able to access our resources, whether it's timber or whether it's oil, and still provide for a place that most would say, this is where I want to go before I die type of a location. So I think we're doing something right there. I need to alert you as well as my colleagues. When we talk about abundance, we have it in Alaska. But when you can't access it, we're now in a situation in my state where in the south central portion, where we're pretty much 75, 80% of the people actually are living in this region, where the energy, the natural gas that we have been relying on out of Cook Inlet is dwindling in its supply. We are talking, as we speak, about building an import terminal to import liquefied natural gas from Canada to keep the lights on and to keep homes warm in Alaska, where we have unquantifiable reserves of natural gas. We just need to figure out how we're going to be able to commercialize this. So we need the help to unleash the opportunities that we have to not only allow Alaska to have that energy independence that we so rightfully should have, but also to be able to help not only our country, but our friends and allies. And we've had plenty of time to talk about it. My time has expired. I'm hoping we're going to have another round, because I don't want to submit questions to the record for you. I want the opportunity to just be able to put it out on the record now. So good to be able to welcome you here. You didn't have to answer any of that, but I just need you to come back to Alaska soon.
Okay.